There's one spot left in the grand finals of the first ever North American 1v1 regional open, folks. Who will face off against Diaz? Will it be FirstKiller or will it be Evoh? Let's find out.
We began the day with 6. We are now down to 3. Diaz awaits the winner of what Fear has called the big time. Evoh on the one side, FirstKiller on the other side. A rematch of the group stage. Let's get into it.
This is actually going to be one for the books. This could have been a potential grand final bait. I'm so stoked for this. This is where we find out if FirstKiller truly is the absolute GOAT of NA.
We sure are going to find that out right here and right now. Evoh, we haven't seen him yet today, but already he's coming out swinging. 12 seconds in. He dispossesses FK off the ball, collects it, and a nice easy goal for Evoh.
Definitely what you're going to need to, right? I think kickoff goals are going to be Evoh's best opportunities against FirstKiller, especially because once this ball starts to go into play, it's going to become a whole other ball game. But FK off the rip catches Evoh off guard.
He sure does. And listen, if you're just now tuning in, you're like, wow, I didn't see what Evoh has been bringing to the table in this 1v1 setting. Well, let me set the table for you. Evoh, he's got a flawless mechanical gameplay. He's smooth on the ground. You're going to be in awe watching him go left to right, up and down. And then, on top of that, his defense has been on one the whole entire tournament, really frustrating players. They talked about it on the desk. The games that Evoh was winning, they were defensive games. FK, he's going to try to go with speed, power, constantly harassing, being in your face, making you awkward. And it's up to Evoh to see how he can contend against FK's ferocity and just pure tenacity on the offensive end.
And one of the things, too, like you talked about, FirstKiller is going to be in your face for the mass majority of this series. So Evoh, his biggest challenge is going to be trying to create space for himself to take shots. Just because FirstKiller is so dominant and possessive, but if you take him off the field, the net is yours.
And that is, the net will exactly be his. Evoh has a little wobble right here. We're going to watch the replay. Oh. Sometimes, listen, y'all, even the best in the game can sometimes make a mistake. FK, it's been called out twice, once by dispossession and steal, as I'll call it, and another time off a demo. And we just saw FK not too long ago, about 2 matches ago, where he really kept the game tight against Wavy. And Wavy was not really expecting FK to play so close at all times. And honestly, FK's aerial game, as it goes right here, wasn't that successful. But already 1 for 1, FK is against Evoh.
No, this is such a great play, too. He had a lot of space on it. Evoh did have the boost to be able to go up, but just the fake on the touch to let it float in. These are the mind games, literally just the beginning of the mind games that FirstKiller is going to be putting out towards Evoh.
That's right, and Evoh, he's not going to want to have too many of those delayed kickoff, though, from Evoh. Gets a wave dash after it as well. FK comes straight through. Speed flip kickoff. Kind of backflip, though, honestly. I think that might have been a mechanical error from FK on the kickoff, and Evoh's going to take advantage of that. FK needs to flip through the ball. He ends up losing that amount of inertia, amount of power he needs to put in the ball off the kickoff, and it automatically goes in Evoh's favor every single time. FK's not going to want to see that one again.
Definitely not here. Shot opportunity for Evoh if he can make the cut. He does, I think, almost. He pitches it off the post, keeps it out, but that's not going to stop Evoh. He takes his time here. Got a full tank to work with. The world is his, and unfortunately, he chose the top post.
And he unfortunately does miss out on that, but Evoh kind of playing with his food right here. Young man up in the sky, checked down to see where FK was. Doesn't like his initial first touch. He wants to play this corner boost. Can he get it? No, he doesn't. He's going to have to retreat now. FirstKiller has definitely spied that out, and now he knows Evoh's grabbed the mid boost. FK, mouse the flank, top left corner. Evoh, you put a hand up, but it simply wasn't strong enough.
Definitely was not going to be strong enough. That is a laser. We've been waiting all day to see this flick, by the way. It's been attempted so many times, and you would think, yes, in a world that it is considered basic in the one's realm, but no. To FirstKiller, it is just another arsenal in his pack. Off the kickoff, though. Pretty standard. Goes on back, orange side. Evoh takes his shot. Even the demo's not going to stop that from going in.
FirstKiller hit with his own medicine right there. Gets the boost grab stone, but he left the ball boost over ball in the 1v1 scene at this level. When there's only 3 of you left vying to become an NA 1v1 champion, it's simply not going to cut it. FK probably scored at least about 4 or 5 times like that against Wavy in the last series. You think he'd be knowledgeable. You think he'd know not to do it. But even the best still end up having that little mishap occur. But it doesn't matter, though. Because once again, FirstKiller, just like in the series against Wavy, continues to score kickoff goals.
Those kickoff goals are going to be pretty detrimental to Evoh if he doesn't get a grip on them. But for the most part, he's done fairly well, taking his time, has his flip to use, but opts to go straight to the ground and float it almost in. He just keeps going a bit too high to that crossbar. And again, possession loss goes straight to FK. Is going to let Evoh have the time with this ball on this one. Half that game tied all the way around. And I think he might...
No, he saved it.
Oh, he's saving that. Never mind. I was like, maybe there's a world where you catch out. Okay, I'm sorry. I forget that he's like low-key just faster than everybody else.
He kind of does look faster than everybody else, but the defense not looking that great right here. He had a moment in the series against Wavy where he kind of looked like Rawas for a second, jumped really high, but Evoh sets up the air triple bump play quite well. Doesn't give FK that much space to operate. FK maybe should have faked. Tried to drop back down just to give Evoh something to think about, food for thought perhaps. But ultimately, Evoh scores the goal, and right there, FK's gonna have to make that adjustment. Ball in his favor though right now, brings it up high. He's already been 1 for 1 in the aerial attempts, goes to try to make it 2 for 2, doesn't. Evoh there to meet him.
It was a good challenge from Evoh too. And
counter attack too.
This is the second time we've seen this, although this time it is gonna work. He will be just a tiny bit faster to match pace with FK, and Evoh gets his 2-goal lead. I don't know how many people expected that off in this game number 1. I mean, even FK, you can see it on the face cam, a little like, all right, what's going on? Like, it's not like set up and lock in mode, but it definitely is like, should be a lot closer.
Oh my gosh, Evoh, that's like the 4th kickoff goal in a row, young man. You gotta pay attention. Boost over ball again. This is unacceptable at this level. Evoh, play ball. You're wave dashing for the boost. FK's gonna sit there and score that every single time. Evoh, you're playing a good game. But more and more kickoff goals go in favor of FK, the greater chance he has at winning the game.
And that's what we were talking about at the beginning of this particular game. Kickoff goals between these two especially are going to change everything. It'll make it an extremely high-scoring game too.
It's speed.
This one out past mid. Another touch. FK's just kind of shadowing it. Takes it for his own, pop up into the air. Evoh doesn't quite have enough. He's just gonna have to time it right, and he won't, and it's a tied game overall.
Oh, he won't be happy with himself. I know he's kicking himself. I'm looking at the camera right now. The defense was not up to snuff in this moment. Flips the wrong way. I think he suspected maybe an air triple bump, but FK didn't really have the space, nor did he even honestly set it up in that direction. The ball's gonna end up coming to Evoh. He's in the correct position. But he just has an unfortunate error right there. 6-6. Both players still filling each other out, evenly matched. Evoh takes a shot, 0 boost to his name. Can FK right back around to the speed man coming away? FK, quick crossover, step back, hey, layup basically. FirstKiller showing you it's all about speed in a 1v1 for him, man. Wave hands off the wall, pop back, crossover to the right, hit your back to the left. 1-2, in your net, nothing you can do.
That's just, I mean, when you hear the phrase FirstKiller doing FirstKiller things, that is the perfect example of it. To him, that is just so unbelievably natural. Now Evoh's gonna have to get back into this one. Just over a minute left to go here in this game number 1. Another shot on target. Speed sends this one out to the side, but FirstKiller fast enough to keep it in Evoh's half. For now, Evoh tries to take a shot. Power enough to send it back with Bates. Less than a minute to go. And another one on net. I don't know if Evoh's coming back from this.
Listen, the kickoff hasn't been in his favor, so he's gonna have some work to do. But also, he keeps trying to play a speed game against FirstKiller, and I don't necessarily know if that's in the best interest of the young man right there. FK, he's comfortable. He might be the best in the game, no matter the region, and just booming the ball with power, with speed. And that has always been the case since he entered the RLCS way back in about 2019, 2020. Evoh trying to make something happen right here, though. Bumps out FK. FK's going to stay close, though. Of course he is. Evoh's not expecting it. FK just going to keep running around with this ball. And Evoh, 30 seconds left. He's got a lot of work to do. Big cut, and does just that.
FirstKiller, he recognizes the cuts, but he's also doing it himself, too, and keeping him pretty much boxed into his own half. If he can get around the arc right there, no, he'll let it off. Granted, you are up by 2, so you don't got to challenge too hard, risk anything here. Evoh just trying to get out. 9 seconds on the clock. FirstKiller trying to get some recovery off the ceiling, pinched down to the ground, might have wasted just enough time. It does. That game number 1 is going to FirstKiller. do it than Forbidden 10.
A better place to do it. You're right about that. Game number 1, everybody should be calm down. Locked in. What kind of kickoff was that? Fear would know. Fear and John even know. Evoh like jumped so early and just got belly flopped the ball from distance. That was kind of impressive. Brings it back down the flavor of the month. Backdoors wave dash. Tries for the 50-50. FK's there to meet him. That's what we want to see if you're an Evoh fan. Some creativity on the offensive end. FirstKiller ends up making a mistake. Can Evoh capitalize? He can't. The power simply isn't there. FK gets away with 1.
That's so unfortunate too, because it really was a good second attempt, but now you got to get back in time. FK must be denied. Power off back. He's just going to send it to his own corner, get that boost spawn. Really just try again from his half to the other. Taking his time with it. Here comes the Evoh challenge. This one's sent upfield. Takes his time with it. Leaves it almost on the ground there, but FK again, another good read.
A little fortunate for FK right there. Kind of had a little bit of a, I would call a late flip. A little bit caught off guard, but it ends up working out for him. Evoh didn't take the shot. Didn't realize that was going to come. And you can't blame Evoh right there. You can't really expect FirstKiller to make too many mistakes. There's a rough high for FK. Blocked out by Evoh. Great defense. Evoh should be able to turn this around to a goal, and he will turn this around to a goal. 1-0 to Evoh. Great defense.
Really, really good defense too, and also just beautiful recovery. The way that he was just able to get his car flat back on the ground, take that shot within like a half a second's time. That's the level of speed at which he's going to be needing to think against FirstKiller in this game number 2.
Herc, I'm going to be, listen, I know you like looking at the camera, so when Evoh's camera pops up, I need you to tell me if whenever this happens throughout the series, if he ever changes his expression. Right now, he's sat with his head slightly tilted every single time, and I can't read him. So if he ever smiles or ever just shows any form of emotion, chat, y'all make sure to mark it down. And Herc, if you can catch it, let me know.
The most I've seen out of him is like a lip quiver, if I'm honest. Up off the post.
Listen, I'll be expecting that call if it happens. FirstKiller,
I got you, Chief.
Down by 1. FK trying to do a little cross. Oh my gosh, and this man Allen Iverson, come on, when he has the rock, he's just going by whoever's in his way. Look at this man go. Mama, can I have this dance? Right to left, back to the left again. Bang! In your net, Evoh. You're lost in the sauce.
Okay, Evoh's camera is either frozen or really truly has zero emotion right now. I don't know how you get your ankles broken and still don't even produce like an eye roll at that point. But he's gonna try it. Maybe you can do something to FK, make his eyes roll. Another shot on target. FirstKiller, save out to the corner here. Just taking his time, no boost. Still enough power to flick this one up. But I don't know, man. Tied game at nearing the halfway point here. This is the lowest scoring we've seen between them, I think, all weekend.
Oh, beautiful fake. Lovely stuff from FirstKiller. Recognize that Evoh is in a tough position right here. Honestly, probably knew he had low boost, if not zero boost, and just backflips out of it. And I think Evoh's car linkage, when he jumped so early to block that, gave FirstKiller the knowledge that Evoh's in a bad spot. He's playing my shot way too early. If I back off of this, he can't get to it. And FirstKiller recognizes it with his pure precision to win him.
That 237 mark here, of course, you guys know the rules. You can FF after that halfway point, although this is way too close to even think about that. Evoh, enough power to take a shot on target, but the easiest save out to the side here for FK to follow. The FirstKiller not even forcing anything, even on low boost.
Low boost right here. Evoh has a lot of space to his name. Both of these players kind of giving to each other a lot of respect, and neither player necessarily really trying to take over too much offensively. Just waiting to see when the openings happen, when the little tiny, minute mistakes occur, and trying to take advantage of each other that way. Neither player playing too offensively. Evoh still sticking to his defensive style. Fake challenge on FirstKiller, baits out the flick. He should be able to attain possession right here if he plays this right. FirstKiller grabs the mid-100 boost. Evoh, FirstKiller backs up. Evoh takes his time, soft flick. All there just to maintain the boost. He stays with it, but he gets cut up by FirstKiller again. And FK with the easiest goal so far of the series.
Oh my God, that's what you were talking about too, though. Those small little mistakes that you can catch. The second Evoh was just a bit off the wall, FK was like, all right, this is mine. All the way down to the end. 2-goal lead here for FirstKiller. 93 seconds left on the clock. Feels like an immense amount of time to just continue to build on your lead. A little bit of a failed musty, but it doesn't matter. It's still in his net.
Listen, this is Freestyle Fridays. That deserves a 0. But
I was like, listen, I'll call the failed musty. I don't know about scoring it. They might start flaming.
Listen, but since it's in a 1v1, all that matters is that it is a bucket. And Evoh has a lot of respect to FK right there. And honestly, if FirstKiller got a good contact on that, there's not much Evoh could do. So fair play to him. Evoh finally gets a kickoff go to his name. Standard kickoff from both players right there, and just Evoh just ultimately ends up winning that one outright. He needed that right there too. The momentum was starting to sway too much in FirstKiller's favor.
Yeah, these kickoff goals are really where Evoh's going to be able to kind of get back into these weird lows throughout the series. Though this one almost found its way in. Great little save there. Off the post, keeps it out. FirstKiller just all the way back. And just a reset from his end to the other. Let's see what he does with this. Into the ceiling. Takes his time. Has his flip. Uses it on target now.
Great block by Evoh. He's really just meeting FK almost every single time up in the sky. He needs to get his goal right here. Goes air dribble bump and he connects. Great play from Evoh. Set it up the whole entire way through. Defense and the offense. He's absolutely balling out. Comes around. He can go for the reset. Says, I don't mind. Sees and spots FK on the back wall, and that's a bad spot for FK. Any player in that moment they see on the back wall, they're gonna try to hit you every single time. Exactly what Evoh does. 3-4 now, 48 seconds left. Evoh trying to make a comeback in game number 2.
He's got no boost on this one. FK was the one that got the mid, so he is gonna have to retreat here. And it's a little awkward. Timed well though, but here comes the cut. You're gonna have to make the second save. He does. But the third one is not going his way. I was like, man, we are getting to that corner boost really slow there, Evoh.
Yeah, 50-50. FK, great play by him, honestly. He didn't commit to the shot. He just played the 50-50, and Evoh's coming in with speed. As long as FK just puts a body on it, puts something up that makes the ball have to stop right there. The 50-50 is not going to be threatening. It might not lead to a shot like it did, but it's still going to put FK in a good position. If FK commits to the shot right there, the 50-50 could go in the opposite direction, and that's not what he wanted. Ends up going in his favor. Evoh has a lot of work to do. Reset right by FK with 0 boost to his name. 4-5.
I mean, now you got the time to get back into this, although it is one of the more dangerous moments. But just beautiful timing overall from Evoh. But timing off kickoffs has not quite been his favor, although the last 2 times it has. We're going to see third times is the charm to try and tie things up.
Right here, what's Evoh go for? Standard kickoff. Should be a shot. Air roll coming. Puts it on net. FK's there to meet it. Evoh should have an opportunity. He should know that FK's low on boost. Takes a shot. It's weak as ever. You expect it to be a little more powerful. He's going to close the distance. FirstKiller, of course he is. Oh, Evoh in a tough spot. Should be able to collect the boost and ball. Oh, he doesn't win it. 24 boost. 0 seconds left. Evoh fakes up high. Somebody shoot, please.
Evoh, you usually don't want to be the one to say the whole back's against the wall, but if he does not take this game number 3, FirstKiller, not only, you know, physically on the scoreboard, but mentally is going to have it up on Evoh. But Evoh's not going to let that start this time. Different start to game number 3.
Yep, FirstKiller got a little too overeager. Thought Evoh was going to try to commit to that ball. Maybe thought he was going to just squeeze the ball against the wall against Evoh, keep it pinned, and then that would have allowed him to go grab that back right boost right there. But that's not what Evoh ventured out for. He didn't go for the ball at all. And once again, kind of along the same plate. FirstKiller looking for a pinch. It doesn't connect. Evoh says, I'll take the 2 freebies.
I was going to say, you got to take advantage of every single opportunity you finally can find against FK. You just got to keep building on it while you can, too, because at some point, FirstKiller is going to start getting a little bit closer to you and a lot more menacing and annoying.
Big smile coming out of Evoh right there. FirstKiller shakes his head. Gotta love the cameras. Gotta love for these players, the emotion that they bring to 1v1 setting. FirstKiller flick. Evoh there to meet him. Evoh's defense has been pretty sensational so far. He has to contend again. A great flip. Then you got to reset over that. Whoa! FK bounces off the ground quick, fast, in a hurry. He ends up scoring.
There's a whole combination of things here. The first flip, and then you thought maybe it was dead ball down, but no, it's just another opportunity to bounce up and shoot in. FirstKiller, if he was going to get first one to come on back, of course, it was going to be in style. And off kickoff. We're going to see what he gets. A little bit more standard. I feel like this is what we've been getting fairly often from the 2 of these guys.
Fairly often indeed. FK trips up Evoh right there. Now he knows he's in a good position. Reset coming. Brings it back down to flavor of the year. Not there, though. Lacking the power and lacking in precision. FK brings it all the way back in this corner. He wants to reset, misses the boost. Evoh spots him. He knows that FK's got the backup, and he sure does. Evoh boosted his name and a whole entire pitch to work with. Brings it up high. FK on the side, coming up the ceiling. Evoh spots him, goes right by him. 3 goals to Evoh's name, and he's on fire right now.
Honestly, that's just a beautiful touch, too, off the ceiling, because FirstKiller was already up there to meet him. He had to make it just ahead of him, and he does. That 2-goal lead is going to mean a lot, though. Usually, it does not last very long.
See what happens on the kickoff right here. FirstKiller goes to a wave dash kickoff. Doesn't get the mid boost, though. Evoh collects his back corner. FirstKiller fakes it out. Evoh gave up too much of the net. Didn't even allow FirstKiller to show his hand. Honestly, Evoh committed to that so hard. Give the whole entire backside of the goal. Really expected FirstKiller to slam it in. Great play by FK.
You just saw the slam on the brakes, too, from Evoh, and you just knew that that was going in. Off kickoff. Out and over to the side. Evoh's going to try and follow it. No chip shot. Just goes to take FirstKiller's boost. Then he just recognizes he can outplay him on it, too, in the race. Back to this net, and he will win it. That 2-goal lead taken back once again.
Evoh playing real well against FK's close quarter combat, as I like to call it. He ends up getting a backflip right by him. Had a couple goals so far this game, where FK's played real tight, especially off the kickoff. Evoh's come out victorious, making the necessary adjustments in order to try to give himself the best chance in the series. A lot of space for FirstKiller to work with right here. Evoh closes the gap a little bit. FK pop shot. Evoh has to respect it. Barely gets up in time. FirstKiller's got another opportunity right here. And if you're Evoh, you're in a bad spot. FK, low 50, fakes out the flick. It's just pure 1v1 Rocket League from the NA GOAT.
It really just is a beautiful mind game right there. Evoh, not only did he have to do the circle, but he had to figure out if FK was going up or down, and FirstKiller just in a beautiful position to be able to 50 that one down on the ground. Now only 1-goal deficit. Just over 3 minutes to go. Another shootout, as opposed to a lower scoring game like we got in game number 2.
Great bump by Evoh. He should be able to capitalize right here, and he will. I want to talk about the kickoffs. FirstKiller, he was winning them outright early on, but already a couple of mishaps in this game 3 to a failed pinch, committing on the first goal of the game. That was just a little too aggressive. I bumped out right there, and Evoh taking advantage of every single mistake that FirstKiller gives him. And you give me some crumbs, I'm going to have to eat them. FirstKiller trying to get right by Evoh, and he sure does. Evoh out of position. Goal to his name. FirstKiller stays relevant in the game.
I feel like Evoh's just like almost losing to his own mind on this one. Yes, he was a little awkward and he had to, half flip backwards for it. But even then, it almost would have been better to just drive back into the net and prepare for the next one that was going to come your way. But FirstKiller not going to give any grace or forgiveness. Now,
Good bomb. Great bomb.
just a race for this ball here, one end to the other. A lot of power on this shot.
FirstKiller getting back to what he does. He just alluded to him. Big power shot from him. Back flick. I think that's what he wanted, but he didn't end up connecting. He's going to bring it back into the corner. He knows Evoh's got to have 100 boosts, and he knows he's got to worry about it. Evoh, is this already a back corner very early? Nah. He just wanted to bring it all the way back. I don't know if we're trying to waste time early. Too early. As we approach the half another game.
Point,
I was going to say,
try anything.
I was going to say, Evoh, what are you doing? Big boom right there for FirstKiller. Right over his head. Evoh, you got caught napping. You ended up bringing it all the way to the back. You ended up running out of boost. And FirstKiller caught you flipping. You didn't flip back goal side. You flipped away.
He played
that sniper rifle, man. When that sniper sees the goal, he's going to end up taking aim. He's going to fire away. FirstKiller ties up the game. 5-5. Kickoff goes his way. Bump coming. Evoh, he's got to scramble. FK, rule one opportunity. Who broke it? We don't know. Evoh said, don't mind if I do. Can he capitalize? He sure can.
If I'm being so honest, there's no way it was not Evoh who broke it. I fully believe he was the one that broke it. And FK was like, man, I thought we were going to respect it, have a little fun here. He said, absolutely not. I need my one time to shine and get back into the lead. He takes it. 2:02 to go. Evoh trying everything he can to get back into this game, but there's been so many of these weird little mistakes that come, honestly, from his creation.
His creation indeed, but he's got FK in a bad spot right here. Crosses him up, has boost. FK go, oh, I thought FK was gonna jump for it, but he didn't. Great shot by Evoh. Puts it right off the left post and in. And this all began because Evoh had speed, won the race to the corner boost, And after the FK, just had to rely on his instincts, didn't expect Evoh to take the shot. 7-5 Evoh.
Gotta hold on to that 2-goal lead. So many times we've seen FirstKiller come back very, very quickly. Floater out into FK's half. He just takes it back for his own. And another dribble attempt. I assume a pop and a flick, and it's in.
I mean, it's just a lovely Rocket League. Earlier in the game, if y'all recall, FirstKiller had a dribble just like this. And he faked the reverse and went for a low 50. This time he sets it up. Evoh respects DK, he doesn't want to get 50-50 again. And the FK this time says, I'm gonna flick it into the top right corner. Nothing you can do. Great adjustments from FirstKiller. Way to set up each and every attack. But he's still down by 1, and Evoh does have possession.
And you definitely got to keep attempting this time. Although FirstKiller has got 11 shots to his name right now. Evoh's just gonna make it that much harder to try and come back in this game 3.
Listen, a great demo by Evoh, and every single goal that Evoh has, it seems like it's so much more simple, simplistic, easier to obtain, catching FK off guard, bumping them, demoing them, breaking the rule 1 after FK slaps him around a couple times. FirstKiller, all of his goals, they seem like he has to do a lot of work and put in a lot of effort. And that might work for some games, but the easier the goals for Evoh throughout the series, the better chances the young man has. And then, of course, we want to talk about him not working. Off the kickoff, right underneath the crossbar, perfect reset, into power, into accuracy, into a goal.
I think you heard you call him simple way too many times in that sentence and said, whoa, let me show you what I can do. A perfect way to extend that lead here and give himself at least a confidence booster in this series. He's been so down for so long, despite how fairly close the majority of the series is. Gonna try and do it again here. FirstKiller throws a hand up, keeps it out. Evoh's not gonna go for the immediate second shot. Instead, they 50 out for this ball in mid. Ping pong around, see who's first to touch.
FK, unfortunate hit for him. He definitely doesn't want to see that happen. Evoh slows it down, still being aggressive, even up by 3 or 40 seconds left. Might come back to his detriment, because FK has dispossessed him with ease. Now it's 9-7. I'm a little surprised that Evoh's committed to that. He must have forgot that he's playing for an NA 1v1 championship appearance. Yeah, and for all that money, because I'll tell you what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be moving. You'd have to come to me. Let's see what the necessary adjustments Evoh makes right here. What's the kickoff? And so far, the ball's back in his possession. Let's see what happens. He's going to bring it back to his corner. Oh, he's running real slow. He's still trying to score the ball for some reason.
Yeah, I think that most people, when you are up by like 2 on FirstKiller with 20 seconds to go, would play like the craziest defense of their lives. But to be fair, Evoh hasn't had the best track record defensively against FirstKiller right now. So I think taking these shots and wasting time might be his best bet to securing this game number 3. FirstKiller, I think, recognizes there is no time left, but that'll do it. Game number 3, Evoh is officially back in the series. Not necessarily a sprint, whereas Evoh, on the other hand, is like, you are playing catch-up right now, right? And you're trying to get back into this one. Game number 4, Evoh gonna have to adjust to some of the defensive mistakes that he was throwing out there against FirstKiller in that last game. FirstKiller, on the other hand, like you said, we're all waiting to see when he wakes up.
FK. Knows Evoh slow. I just had to let that one play out, because you can see it come from a mile away. Evoh never had opportunity to gain any boost, and FirstKiller knew it the whole time. Evoh has to respect First, throwing it up high. First knows this, just rolls the ball right into your net. Nice and calm, nice and simple. FirstKiller strikes first in game number 4.
I mean, there it is. Like, you want mind games. You want, it doesn't even have to be like the flashiest player, right? It's just got to be a mind game. It's this one. Taken by Evoh. Gonna have first shot opportunity here. Let's FirstKiller get a touch on it. Maybe place it over it, but no. FirstKiller just taking his time. Shadow defense.
Shadow defense indeed. FirstKiller bangs it all the way to the corner just to collect the boost. That's an old play he's been doing for years on end. Evoh with possession. Not that much boost to his name, though. Low 50. Ends up grabbing the top right boost for him. FirstKiller knows that he's got to respect it. Early shot by FK. Pop up high. Should give him the time to make a play. Evoh still lurking. Wants to see if FirstKiller make it, but misses the boost. And now his opportunity might not be as effective as he wants it to be. FirstKiller beats him, and he's going to steal the corner. Evoh's going to have to get out of here, and he does.
Definitely able to at least get out to the mid, but this is usually where things start to falter for him. The power flick on target. Most times when we see Evoh trying to race back and get into position for defense. He's a little awkward on it. You saw the hesitation, and FirstKiller recognized it, and all you need is one laser beam on net, and you are past Evoh.
First 45-degree angle flick from FK right there. Perfect execution. Evoh even jumped up high, but he wasn't high enough. FirstKiller feeling it in game number 4, my apologies. The flicks are starting to come into fruition for him, and he gets a big demo. Should be another goal on the way. Evoh spawns in, but he's not going to be spawning in quick enough. 3 goals to FK on Utopia.
That's just a really good shot overall. Pretty basic for FK standards, but at the end of the day, it works, and it keeps the game in your favor. FirstKiller, a little pop-up. Okay, Evoh keeps this one now. Can he keep the second one? No, there's no boost in the tank. Just a bit too high to meet that ball.
It's not enough. Too many shots on my net. It's just simply not enough. FirstKiller. Evoh's got a lot of work to do off this kickoff. He did well the first time around, but can you stop the second? And you can't. You can't. FirstKiller ends up handling business right there. Evoh, strong 50s on the kickoff. Might be able to flip through. Sure does. Creative way to get to the ball as well. Sideways flip early. Pre-flip to end up getting a touch right over FirstKiller's head. Exactly what you need from the young man right there. Big goal just to stimmy FirstKiller's tide.
You just have to have full send commitment, especially against FirstKiller. That's the way for Evoh to really keep up and stay in this one. Off kickoff, could have been his. Little bit of hesitation on this one. Just had to go for the 50 and keep it in that half there. He will get the boost and try and take his time with it, but FirstKiller, even on low boost, his 50 back, forces Evoh to have to retreat.
Evoh gets the ball back, though. Big flick from the young man. Beautiful plays. Just hits FirstKiller so quickly. Captures the ball, controls it. Ends up reversing himself. The FirstKiller never has the time to react. An instant flick from Evoh right over the top of his head. 2 goals in quick succession for him. He's right back in it.
You just got to keep trying because this kickoff could be an opportunity, and it is. I was expecting to see this. I'm glad we got it. Evoh just trying to snowball the momentum into his favor.
Standard kickoff from both players right there. Evoh, ball squirts out to the right-hand side, right in front of him. He is taking it every single time, and all of a sudden, that 4-goal cushion that FirstKiller had, it has disappeared. He does end up winning this race to the mid-boost, though, which means he will have an opportunity to score. Evoh closes the distance early, says, no, Steph Curry, you're not going to be able to get no shots off. I'm there to meet you every single time.
Another pinball back. FirstKiller just following it. Power shot on your net.
I mean, this man's a sniper, bro. You got to respect. He's coming around the corner. He sees the net open. You have to hit this perfect. Because if that doesn't go right underneath the crossbar, Evoh with no boost, at his level, he's going to wave dash, get one pad, he's going to save it. So it has to be right underneath the crossbar with power. And of course, FirstKiller nets it. It's amazing.
It's the fun part about FirstKiller. Virtually everything he shoots is on target every single time. Same can't quite be said for Evoh. However, this time is different. Both follow-ups on target. Second one in his net.
Second one indeed, and is that Evoh soft pop right there. Makes FirstKiller have to respect it. FirstKiller then shifts and puts himself honestly in an awkward position. Sideways, horizontal to the net, but with no momentum to his name to really give himself an opportunity to stop Evoh's attack. And in that case, Evoh sees that, spots it out, knows that he puts it on net with power. With accuracy, it's going to be really hard for FirstKiller to contend with. FK right off the kickoff, brings it right back down. Got a reset, didn't use it. Evoh had to respect it. And FK immediately scores right off of Evoh's momentum.
Yeah, Evoh met him with just enough height that if he had used the flip, maybe that would have been the save. But no, FirstKiller recognized that he bait him out just high enough that going low was going straight in. Now 2 minutes on the clock, 2-goal lead to FirstKiller. Maybe make it 3 here as Evoh gets a challenge. This one stays on out. No boost, just enough power to get back and get something in the tank as you prepare for FirstKiller. See what he brings up next to the table.
Evoh with possession, brings the ball up high. Might be looking for airdrop. Buffy short range. FirstKiller challenges early this time around. Owed back to game number 2. FK went on the wall and he waited. This time he attacks. And it's the little adjustments that FirstKiller's making that's just putting him ahead of Evoh right here. The same situation, basically deja vu almost. 2 the position that FK and Evoh were in on a Forbidden Temple. FirstKiller waited the last time, got bumped, got demoed. This time he challenged it immediately. Doesn't give Evoh the time to set it up, and he ends up ultimately getting a goal for his efforts.
Yeah, not even close on this one. Evoh tried to get a little creative too off the kickoff and delayed it. Still not enough. Now he has possession for now, has a split, uses it. That one does go through. Evoh within 2 here on FK, but time is dwindling.
Time is dwindling, but he's got plenty of it in a 1v1 game. 119 left. All it takes is a couple kickoffs. He's going to have to be precise with every single opportunity he gets from here on out. And I think he might have another chance. Kickoff doesn't go in his favor. FirstKiller just absolutely dominates him. Can FK get back to him? He doesn't. He opts not to shoot. Just wants to play possession, and I think I see why. Now Evoh has to respect him. FirstKiller flips away from the ball, but so does Evoh. And both players kind of playing with zero boost right now. Evoh grabs 100. He's up in the sky. Spots out FK early. Goes right by him. Double touch on the way. He's never going to miss that. 6-7 with just under a minute left. Evoh throwing the edge back into this game.
There's that tiny part of you that's like, well, maybe FK should have just taken the shot at that point because the sequence of events that followed after were not pretty. Less than a minute to go. Only a 1-goal lead for FirstKiller off the kickoff here. Evoh's going to send it off to the side. He has to race back for the boost. He knows FK is going to go for the immediate challenge, 50 in his favor. This one straight down and in.
You hate to see it. You see the intention from Evoh. He wants to close that space, but he jumps off the wall so early that his car is too far away to properly get a good 50-50 against a FK who's got his whole entire car stationary on the wall. FK's gonna win that every single time. Evoh is gonna have to once again try to close this 2-goal lead down to 1. FirstKiller, I already know he's gonna play super tight, and he is. Both players playing in the corner, FK doing what he does, mucking up the game, keeping it in, and he ultimately ends up scoring out of it. He might be the best player. When this ball is tight, when he's got you stuck in a corner like you're on the ropes, there's not much you can do. Great precision. FK, 3-goal cushion.
It's so funny because most people in that corner there, you lose a lot of possession, or at least it gets a little like shaky, but for FirstKiller, that's just optimal positioning. 30 seconds left on the clock. 3-goal deficit to Evoh. Is going to try and close this gap a tiny bit with some time on the clock as his flip. Not enough. FirstKiller, enough boost, enough power and height to keep this one out, although things could shake up. Evoh manages to find his way on in and secure a little bit of hope.
Great speed from Evoh right there. Caught FirstKiller by surprise. FK flipped through the boost. Had to take a wide angle. Evoh spotted out. Air roll shot without the ball cam on, just to make sure he can get the angle that he needed. Kickoff goal, he's gonna need it. FirstKiller ultimately ends up winning it, and it's not good for, oh, we got the back corner Barry. Back corner Barry, somewhere in the world, Johnny Boy smiling. Now FirstKiller brings it all the way back, and now he said, let me do a Diaz impression. Cock bring it all the way down, double reset. Goal! FK goes from his goal all the way to the other one, because why not? I had nothing else to lose and everything to gain. FirstKiller showing up the mix.
I mean, at this point, you're really just trying to say, all right, Diaz, I hope you're watching. I'm setting the tone for what you are most likely going to be seeing. But as far as the rest of the world, this isn't quite the end, but it is one step closer to it. FirstKiller makes 2 more to really just shut it down. Now, you got one last opportunity, and it's going to feel like a huge challenge. You got to get 3 in a row just to get into this one. FirstKiller 1 away.
Listen, you saw Nalpo do it yesterday against Verwash. You saw Chronic. He was just down 3-1. Ultimately ended up pushing to game 6, and it looked for a second like it was going to go game 7 against Diaz. So not saying maybe being down 3-1 and with these 1v1 matches, it might not be that bad. But FirstKiller, he strikes first yet again. He's on a roll right now. Quick precision, fake out, gets Evoh to bite, comes back the other way, and then slides it back to the bottom right. Playing with his food, FK is.
That was the definition of playing with your food and also wasting time at the same moment. 20 seconds into this one, FirstKiller, another shot on target. This one not net. Evoh just gonna have to match the pace that FirstKiller is setting in the beginning stages of this game 5.
Evoh recovers off the ground so effortlessly. It's so funny to me. He just looks like his car is just going through something. Then he ultimately ends up catching back to it. It's amazing. Potential opportunity right here, FK. Saw that one come from a mile away. Too obvious of a setup by Evoh. Quick shot, great recovery. Goal for the young man himself. 1-1 tied up.
You see the respect too from FirstKiller on it. He didn't have that corner boost to his name, so Evoh was going to be coming at that net with power, and he does. But kickoffs usually are where things start to get really shaky for Evoh.
Wave dash kickoff from FirstKiller. Straight away kickoff by Evoh, and he ultimately ends up getting a demo, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see more aggression, mucking up the game, not letting FK have a chance to breathe, hitting him, making him uncomfortable, making him jump earlier than he would like. If he keeps doing that, he might have a great chance of coming back.
Definitely will. We're going to see, though, once again, off that kickoff, what does it bring? Bounce out to the side. FirstKiller wins it, but a shot still going to try and get taken, just not enough power to catch him off guard.
FirstKiller pop up high, and here he comes. FK, you just saw the double reset cross map last game. Goes for the bottom left reset. Evoh blocks it out. Can he get back to it? Gets bumped out by FK. Great hit. Great awareness from FirstKiller. Survives for now. And now he has the whole entire pitch to operate with yet again. Pop up high. Looking for an air drill bump against Evoh. Evoh tries to go for the Roas, but he's not Roas. And then he gets bumped again by FirstKiller. Playing around, man. Gets a nice shot from Evoh, and it was a nice shot indeed.
It definitely was a very solid attempt. I just feel so bad for Evoh. There's so many moments where you're like, man, if you just were a little bit more on it, you would look like you're peaking right now. Unfortunately for him, FirstKiller just makes him look a little silly at times. That halfway point is officially in front of him. Tied game, even playing ground. Somebody needs to take this lead to feel a little comfy, and FirstKiller is going to be the first to try and do it here. Takes this all the way to the other side, going to try and get that midfield boost and play this up from the air.
Oh, man, Evoh just snatches it from him. FirstKiller mistake. Mechanical error, honestly. The ball kind of slipped away from him right there. He definitely wanted to keep this tighter in his possession so he can get a resetting. Make Evoh have to respect whatever FK wanted to bring to the table, whether that be going high or going low. But the ball just, unfortunately, escaped him right there. Evoh takes advantage.
Bounce off the sidewall. FirstKiller has the time to go get some boost and really just formulate some sort of a plan headed into this next half. Past the line, fakes the flick, fakes the double flick. Evoh not falling for the bait this time.
You ain't lie about that. The fake was on the way. And FirstKiller just tried to, honestly, that would have been another rendition of what he's been doing every single time with that reverse 45, just walking the dog all the way down. Still scores for his efforts. Basically beginning off of that walking the dog effort right there. Evoh no boost. Tries to get a touch on FirstKiller, just going his snake way, left, right, making Evoh have to continuously scramble. 3-3 tied up, and this wave dash kickoff for FirstKiller has been working very well. Has been winning possession basically 90% of the time, and he's gonna get a goal yet again. Evoh no boost. He's gonna have to switch it up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to try something different here. The amount of times that Evoh's, had to commit on zero boost, so timing's not in his favor. Boost isn't in his favor. Everything realistically at this point is going FirstKiller's way.
Up the late kickoff right there. That's what you want to see. FirstKiller spotted out though. But you do like this. You love to see Evoh thinking about it, realizing he's losing the kickoffs, trying to make the necessary adjustments.
Nice off the ceiling, off the ground. No dunk in on it, but Evoh, you thought maybe, thankfully for Evoh, if you're an Evoh fan, you can breathe a little bit there. FirstKiller was off target for one, and now you're on it and in.
FirstKiller hit with his own medicine. Evoh hitting him with just pure speed right here. Lands, wave dash, cuts it right back. FK, you know he's gonna stay around the ball. You know he's gonna play tight. Evoh knows this as well. Comes in with just pure pace and gets right by him.
Now we got to see if he can keep going on it, though. FirstKiller nose up just enough to keep this one in his possession. Evoh's been trying to go for the cuts on this, but less than 2 minutes to go. It is going away. It is getting away from you fast. You are going to need to find something soon if you are Evoh, because it's been taking almost closer to a minute now to be able to score on FirstKiller.
You got to remember here, Evoh, tournament life on the line for him. Down 3-1. FK, he's got a couple games to play with. So a lot of pressure on Evoh to make something happen, but he's done well so far. 4-4, tries to get up, tries to be FirstKiller right there. He doesn't. FK's going to win the race to the boost. Evoh collects the ball. Should bring it back to his corner. Oh, he wants to go to FK's corner. Interesting decision right there. And I don't think it's going to come back. Oh, FK misses. The sniper rifle. He's offline for just this one time. Evoh escapes.
The very rare off-target shot from Long. And for Evoh, you got a small chance to work with here. Taking it back, 50, goes out still. FirstKiller's in this tied game here. 1 minute left on the clock to go. He makes a cut, he makes a shot, and it's in your net.
Honestly, I didn't mind the cut. I thought it was a great, but FK just responds and recovers so fast. I think Evoh didn't have the perfect land that he needed. Half second too slow in his recovery. Yep, that's what it was. Didn't let him get back to the boost in time. FirstKiller ends up scoring with with just under a minute left. Evoh down by 1. He needs to stop FirstKiller. He needs to put 1 home, and he needs to be able to tie it up, at least to try to give himself a chance at forcing a Neo Tokyo sighting.
Let's see what he can do. He's got no boost to his name. FirstKiller, no contact with that ball, but he does take Evoh's boost away, which is going to be enough to turn this one all the way around.
Crossbar.
The rare shots off target are what really are keeping Evoh in this. He just haven't been able to find anything to realistically tie it up.
He missed the boost. He needs that boost, and now FirstKiller's bringing it back into his corner again. Bad touch from FirstKiller. I think he wanted Evoh up quick. FK there to meet him. Can Evoh come off the ceiling? Oh, he's got to play for him slow. Oh, the mid boost isn't going to be there. He knows it too. He's waiting. FK's going to grab it, and he did. You hate to see it if you're Evoh. He's got to respect FirstKiller right here. FirstKiller doesn't dive in. 4 seconds left. Evoh's tournament life on the line. 2 seconds. FirstKiller drop down. And he's going to move on to play Diaz in the North American 1v1 Grand Final. The Evoh. GG's in the chat. He played well, but FK's simply on another level today.
He really and truly is not even...